Malaysia, truly Asia. Just to make this clear, I'm not making this video to scare anybody from traveling to Malaysia. Malaysia is a beautiful country. I would really recommend going there. It has a lot of beautiful sightseeing. The people are really friendly. But this time, it's my third trip to Malaysia, to Kuala Lumpur, and I was unlucky. Somebody was able to snatch my phone from my front pocket. This never happened to me before, anywhere. So, in this video, I'm just gonna tell you guys what you should expect if your phone gets stolen in Malaysia, what you should do, and what you should expect. And I'm gonna talk about preventative measures to help your phone not get stolen, and some important advice before going to Malaysia. So, what happened? I was on the train. Okay, I was on the Monorail. The Monorail is an elevated railway system in Malaysia, and I would really recommend you try it. It really has a nice view of the city. But, as it turns out, it's also a haven for pickpockets. That's not just me saying it, it's what happened to me. And when you search online for people who've had their phones stolen in Malaysia, a lot of foreigners spoke up about getting robbed on the monorail. So, it was my first day of arrival. I arrived at the central station by train, by the express train from the airport. And then I took the monorail, which was a big mistake. You should not take the monorail or the subway in Malaysia on your first day of arrival, and I'll tell you why later. I remember if you have an Android phone and they manage to steal it from you, you probably will not be able to see it again. You will not be able to locate it on the network. You know, the services like Find My Device, Find My Phone. Why? Because it turns out that in Asia, they're able to change the IMEI of your phone, of your Android phone. They're not able to do this with an iPhone, as far as I know. But what they do is they call it flashing your IMEI. They have a device, it's as big as a power bank. And this device is connected to the PC, and they connect your phone to it, and they're able to change the last 2 digits in your serial number. Your phone's serial number is changed, which means that no one will be able to find it on the network, not your service provider and not your phone manufacturer, no service, nothing. You won't be able to find it. The police will also not be able to help you in Malaysia. I spoke to a lot of locals in Malaysia, and they told me that unless you are the son of a minister or you're a diplomat, an important diplomat, the police will not really move to help you find your phone. So, and again, if you go online and you read about people who were traveling to Malaysia and their phones were stolen over there, you'll see the same thing. Everybody's saying the same thing. The police won't do anything for you. They'll help you file a report. If your travel insurance covers theft of phones, you're lucky. If not, so what you should do, precautions, okay, preventative measures. First of all, I Don't take your phone out in the subway. If you're traveling in a foreign country, don't take your phone, especially if it's not a very developed country. I mean, in Japan or Singapore, I would say you don't have much to worry about. Malaysia, well, as I found out, don't take out your phone in the subway if it's especially if it's the latest flagship phone. Somebody's gonna see you and they're gonna target you. So I know it's ridiculous, but okay, what if you want to take out your phone? You have the right to use your phone on the subway. Surely you want to send a message, call somebody. So I would recommend you get a crossbody bag. You know, those bags you wear across your chest, and put your phone in it. And maybe your wallet and everything else. Also, you should pay very close attention to your surroundings in the subway or on the monorail, because usually it starts off by people who are staring at your phone. And if somebody's staring at your phone, you should know this person might be up to something. People who stand near the doors of the subway, of the train, these guys, they could easily snatch your phone and just leave just in time for you not be able to catch them up, and the doors will close on you. If you go to YouTube, search for the Hungary incident, the theft on Hungarian subway, you'll find it. A guy snatches the phone just in time before the doors close. The other thing is, I would really recommend you guys put a password on your phone so that if somebody tries to switch it off, it requests a password from him. Okay, so for Android phones with non-removable batteries, they usually support this kind of this feature. When you try to switch off your phone, it will prompt you a password. This is true for Samsung if you have Nougat 7 or higher, and I don't think this is available in iPhones. But if it's not available for your phone, find an app that will help you, that will ask for a password when you shut the phone down. Why? Okay, the idea is buying yourself some time so that you can locate your phone or have somebody else call your phone for you. Okay, so you're just trying to give yourself some time to find your phone as a last resort. Because the first thing a thief does when they get your phone is they shut it off, they switch it off, or whatever. Okay, most newer phones now have non-removable batteries, so it's highly unlikely he's gonna stop somewhere and try to remove your battery, because it's a complicated process and he might damage your phone in the process of trying to remove it. Okay, so these are precautions to help prevent your phone from being stolen on the subway. Now, when you're traveling to Kuala Lumpur, to Malaysia, don't take the monorail or the subway on your first day of arrival. 2 reasons. First reason, if you have a lot of luggage with you, you're gonna be an easy target. Second reason, most monorail stations don't have elevators or escalators, which means you're gonna have to carry your luggage on a long flight of stairs and walk with your luggage long distances to your hotel. That's something you don't want. I discovered this when I started using the monorail later in Malaysia, in Kuala Lumpur. Most of the stations, they don't have except stairs. So I don't think it's a good idea, unless you have a small bag on your back and that's it. If you travel light, fine. If you don't take the monorail on your first day of arrival, because that's what the lady at the airport advised me to do. The lady who sold me the subway card. When I showed her my destination, she said use the monorail. I told her how about I use a cab, and she said no. I know this area. Take the mon. That was a bad advice, guys. It was a bad advice. So that's the first thing. Second thing is avoid cabs or taxis in Kuala Lumpur if you're a tourist. Avoid them like the plague. Why? Because they don't use their meters and they refuse to turn them on. And they will charge you triple what you're supposed to pay. Alternative, download an app. It's called Grab. Grab. It's just like Uber in Malaysia. Grab is excellent. It will tell you in advance how much exactly you're gonna pay. And it's gonna save you a lot of money and a lot of humiliation and a lot of bargaining with the cabs. Because the cab drivers, they love to bargain and make arrangements prior to taking you on a trip. Two more things I want to say about your trip to Malaysia. When you arrive at the airport, don't exchange a lot of money at the airport, because the exchange banks, the exchange shops at the airport in Kuala Lumpur, their rate is much higher than the rate of the exchange shops downtown. So what I'm saying is just change enough for you to be able to buy a new SIM card, a new phone line if you need to, and a transportation card, the one you use to get on a express train and a subway. And speaking of which, I do recommend you take the KLA express train from the airport to the city, because it's the fastest way to the city. It's a very spacious and clean train. I tried it. It's really nice. And you can take the return ticket back on the train from the city to the airport, because they'll give you a discount. I would buy the return ticket if I were you. So that's it, guys. I'm sorry if I spoke too much or explained too much. I just want to tell you everything I know so you wouldn't fall for the same trap. Again, Malaysia is a beautiful country. I've been there three times, but it's not as safe as Singapore and Japan, so you might want to watch out. Be wary of your phone. Buy a crossbody bag. Don't take the subway or monorail on the first day of arrival. Use Grab, the app. Don't use cabs. And subscribe to a service that would help you locate your phone. If you got that going already, then no problem. Let me know in the comments if there's anything else, any more precautions that someone could do to help their phone from getting stolen, or anything else that has to do with Malaysia to help people travel safely and better.